Hello, world. Your favorite podcast host, Anthony Diaz, here with another episode of 50 States of Terror, the American Cryptid Podcast. And I'm in my car once again to be here with you. No. Yeah, I wanted to record something for Halloween. I had the Washington episode all ready to go. It was it was ready to be recorded. But just timing, and today's Wednesday and this show has to be out tomorrow. I figured I would do a Halloween episode and then record when I have the available time this weekend to have a full-fledged episode again for another cryptid. But I wanted to do a Halloween episode because Halloween is fun, and Halloween is for me anyway, it was a very enjoyable time as a kid, mainly because I got to go and try to get as much candy as I could. But yeah, before I begin, quick shout out to Rode microphones. Man, I had an issue with one of my mics, brand new mic. It was a Rode USB pod mic, and I bought it with the Rode kit, and I was using it with my Streamer X, and then I tried to use it with the Rode Podcaster Pro 2, and it was just not working at all. It was it was just staticky with the gain all the way up. I couldn't even hear myself in the monitors. I had to like almost yell into the mic in order to hear myself. So I saw an advertisement for the mic on Facebook, so I messaged them, and normally I don't contact customer service through social media, because normally I don't really know if it's actually going to the right person or not. But I decided, you know what, let me just message Rode from Facebook, and let me see if they have something that they can tell me. Well, I messaged them, and after a couple of days of troubleshooting and trying to figure out what's wrong with the mic, they were like, "Yeah, send it in. We'll send you the paperwork. Send it in, and we can get it fixed for you." And huge shout out to Rode, man, because my very first big purchase from Rode was the Podcaster Pro 2, and I absolutely fell in love with Rode products. I'm not sponsored by Rode. If Rode wants to give me a sponsorship, that's fantastic, but I'm not that big enough of a creator at all, in order to even qualify for like the small little stuff. But I fell in love with Rode. I primarily just buy Rode right now for all of my recording needs. I haven't tried anything else. I was told like the next step up for mic would be Shure, and there is like the gold standard of mics. I think it's like the SMB 7 something or whatever. It's like the number one, the gold standard, the very best mic you can ever own for the rest of your life type of thing. And for the money, I would rather get quality Rode mics than one mic that I don't even know if I can use, and I haven't even gone to the upper echelon of Rode mics yet. I'm still on like basic level mics. But I sent it in, and they hopefully will be giving me a replacement mic soon. I'm confident that I can get something up and running for my home recording studio very quickly with the new setup. Well, with the new mic. I still plan on using the Streamer X for my home recordings. I thought about getting the Elgato Wave, but I think I'm gonna hold off on that before I test Elgato out. I've heard nothing but great things about it, but right now I really am just kind of like loyal to Rode, I guess. I don't know. But I did want to do A quick shout out to Road, man. The customer service was amazing. The price point was fantastic. They have a wonderful selection of stuff you can get. So, but yeah, hey Road, if you want to sponsor me, I would love a sponsorship. I'm just saying, if you want a very low level podcaster, content creator to be on your team, hey, I'm here. So I wanted to do a Halloween episode, and yeah, let's just get into the episode. So Halloween isn't just about pumpkin spice lattes and the annual reappearance of the great song Monster Mash that plays endlessly on this holiday. This holiday has roots that go back thousands of years, involving ancient festivals, ghosts, and probably a few confused goats. So grab your broomsticks, pour a little cider, and let's summon the spirit of Halloween. Of course, we're just talking figuratively, and I don't know if there is a cryptid associated with Halloween, but that would be a pretty interesting thing to research. I don't know if there is one that specifically ties into Halloween. So, let's start where Halloween began. So before there was a Halloween, there was a Samhain. It was an ancient Celtic festival marking the end of the harvest and the beginning of the dark half of the year. Basically, the world's first the fall season. The Celts believed that on October 31st, the boundary between the living and the dead grew thin. Spirits could cross over, and not the friendly kind, obviously. More like the, oh my god, we're gonna die. This is scary shit. Ghosts and spirits. People wore animal skins and masks to disguise themselves from wandering spirits. A spooky early form of trick or treating that said, hey, I'm one of you. I'm one of the spirits. I am disguising myself basically to not be harmed by these traveling spirits. Which I believe is how they got trick or treating, or the dress up for the season. I think I don't know if there's any like serious correlation between that, like if that's the beginning of it or just get evolved into it. But speaking of hauntings, imagine walking home through foggy Irish hills and you see a shadowy figure with glowing eyes. Congratulations, you just met the Dullahan, a Celtic headless horseman. Legend says he rides a black horse and uses his severed head as a lantern. Does this remind you of anybody? Yeah, the great Disney cartoon. Fast forward a few hundred years, and here come the Romans. Because of course they couldn't leave the Celts alone, they brought their own holidays like Feralia, a day to honor the dead, and Pomona Day, celebrating the goddess of fruit and trees. Here's a fun fact. Pomona's symbol was the apple, which is why we bob for apples today. Yes, and you can thank Roman imperialism for making you dunk your face into cold water trying to get an apple. Yeah. And it was a very weird mashup. The Celts brought the ghosts and the Romans brought the fruit. Basically, Halloween became an ancient world's first collaboration event. How cool is that? By the 8th century, the Christian church wanted to clean things up, or at least rebrand. And this is where we're going into All Saints' Day and All Hallows' Eve. So Pope Gregory III declared November 1st as All Saints' Day, a time to honor saints and martyrs. The night before became All Hallows' Eve, eventually shortened to Halloween. But the old customs never quite died, because nothing ever really does in this type of ghost story. People still lit bonfires, they wore costumes, and believed the dead roamed the earth. The church basically tried to Christianize Halloween. But it's like trying to make a salad into a salad out of donuts, basically. And let's be honest, if saints and spirits were both invited to the same party, someone's halo is going to be extremely screwed up. But yeah, so we see this a lot in history. We see this a lot for Easter. If you did the research on Easter and what it meant for pagan for pagan time of fertility, it's extremely interesting how everything kind of meshed together. Now let's go into the American reinvention of Halloween. Now, Halloween didn't really hit its full stride until it reached North America in the 19th century. Immigrants brought their traditions, and the U.S. did what it did best, turn it into a community event with candy. Trick-or-treat evolved from the old European tradition of souling, where poor folks would go door to door offering prayers for the dead in exchange for food. So technically, every Snickers bar you hand out is a centuries-old bribe to keep spirits happy. By the early 20th century, costumes became mainstream, though at the time they were horrifying in a way only black and white photos can capture. And if you haven't looked at 1920s, 30s, or 40s Halloween photos, they are creepy as hell. Because they weren't the plasticky, cheap spirit Halloween costumes that you can get at the store. They were horrifying paper mache sack over the head with one eye open to look through with some scary ass. I mean, they're frightening. They're frightening indeed. Eventually, candy companies caught on, and by the 1950s, Halloween was fully commercialized, or as they call it, spiritually profitable. Now, I do think that some cryptids are kind of attached to Halloween, but I don't know if there's any exact cryptids that are totally associated with Halloween. Because I know Jersey Devil, Mothman, Chupacabra. I know that there are a lot of stickers, branding. There's a lot of T-shirts. There's a lot of commercialized material that have those cryptids in it that have a Halloween vibe to the product. You can have Mothman passing out candies on a sticker, but it doesn't necessarily mean that Mothman is directly associated with Halloween, because Halloween is, like we discussed, is basically coming from Celtic rituals and traditions on their belief that spirits and ghosts would roam around this time. So it's more paranormal than it is cryptid, which is fine. But again, I am curious if there are any specific Halloween cryptids out there. If you know of one, please email the show. Write a comment, and let me know if you know of any specific cryptids that are involved with Halloween. So, today Halloween is a mashup of ancient tradition, candy capitalism, and cosplay creativity. It's one night a year when adults can dress like wizards, vampires, a literal piece of fruit, or sexy maid. We've got haunted houses, horror movie marathons, and kids hopped up on sugar until November, which is very true. And thanks to pop culture, from movies like Hocus Pocus to Stranger Things, Halloween has become less about fear and more about fun. But if you enjoy the more fearful movies, the more scary movies, there are a bunch out there that are just insanely creepy. if you're into that thing, and if you want to do a movie marathon, and you like that scary vibe, hey, go for it, man. Go for it. I do enjoy a good scary movie. The Conjuring is still probably one of my like top 10 scary movies, man. Conjuring really was a creepy movie. It was scary. But like if you're old school, The Exorcist, what was the possession of oh man, what's that movie? I can't remember. The life of me, I can't remember that movie. But if you like gory films like Terrifier, have at it, man. I think it's the one day out of the year where it's acceptable to intentionally put on a horror movie for you to enjoy. But underneath all the plastic pumpkins and fog machines, there's still a little bit of that old Samhain magic, if I can pronounce that right. That feeling that maybe, just maybe, the veil between worlds is a bit thinner that night. Yeah. So remember, on this October 31st, when you are out trick-or-treating or rewatching all of those movies for the 100th time, remember that you're taking part of a tradition older than carved pumpkins and candy corn. And if you feel a chill down your spine or hear footsteps behind you, don't worry. That's probably just the wind. Hopefully. All right. Happy Halloween, everybody. Be safe. Make sure that you are careful this Halloween. Don't eat too much candy, kids. Don't eat too much candy. You don't want to get a stomachache, all right? You want to get that sugar rush and crash down and feel like shit for the next couple of hours. Okay. It's time for Ziggy's Wisdom. Ziggy's Wisdom is going to be very, very, very simple. Okay? I know that right now the world looks like it's just a huge mess. A very huge mess. Don't fall so much into what the propaganda and what all of social media is saying. Don't fall into it. Just lead with your heart, man. Just lead with your heart. And that's it. Okay? All right. Thank you again for this spontaneous Halloween episode. I'm a little off the cuff and a little hectic right now, but it's okay. The key is staying consistent. That's the key. Thank you again for listening to the show. I truly appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for listening. Feel free to listen to my other show, Nerd Request. It is streaming on, I think, all of your streaming platforms. I thank every single one of you who put me over the 1,000 download mark. I don't have any sponsored ads. None has been paired with me. But if I do get any ads, I'll make sure that it's something that where I think people would like to venture into. Like if I get a show about history, then I would love to put that on my show because I like history. So yeah, again, I do appreciate every single one of you. Okay, thank you for listening. Later, y'all.